Okay guys, I developed one trick bruh, tank Genji. It's pretty good. It's pretty fire.
But little did I know. It's garbage. It's dog water. It's trash. It's negative energy. It's negative aura. It's bad. I lost 15 games after reaching legend. I won like 3. It was bad. I demoted all the way to All-Star 2. The motion protection. I lost it. Couldn't handle it. Everything was going wrong. What do? Do I swap characters? Is this character weak? Is my build weak? What's going on? I don't know. What do I do? What do I do?
Give up!
I wanted to reach top 500. What do I do? I reached the max rank. I'm no longer the max rank. Do I re-grind for the max rank? Do I go for my sanity? Is my sanity what I need? No. This is not the move. This is not the play. This is not the play. I moved on to the lab after losing 15 games and winning 3. I needed a way to win against all odds. A way to win, even with my teammates. C9ing every round. I'm making awful plays, god-awful plays. Even with all the beavers, because of the awful servers. Even with all the bullshit no regs. All the bullshit no regs. Even with the third person camera alignment bullshit. I needed something. I needed a way to win, even with full countering enemy teams. I needed a solution. I needed it. That's when I discovered Genji isn't weak. He's broken. Genji, he ain't weak. Genji ascended. Melee Genji. I used to run Melee Genji the first season of Stadium, but it got nerfed somewhere down the line, which led to me running other builds. Little did I know, really needed that nerf. Round 1. What do I go as my first perk? Obvious choice. Hidden Blade. Gain 60% melee lifesteal and increase quick melee damage by 15. I combo that with Siphon Gloves. 25 extra health, little cherry on top, but the main one, quick melee damage, heals for 25 life. Then I get Compensator. I ain't compensating for nothing. 5% weapon damage, both Dragon Blade and Shuriken. But it also increases quick melee damage. Doesn't say that, but it does. Next one, Power Playbook. 10% ability power. I get the same 3 perks every time. Bam, just like that. 1 melee, 59 extra HP. Heals with melee, heals through small damage like Mortar Suck and Winton Zap with no extra abilities added, such as jump or orbs. This means Beam Deflect isn't as needed round 1, but it's still nice. But it's no longer necessary. That's a whole extra item slot. No flaws in this build. No flaws whatsoever. Not a single flaw. It's all amazing. You play good and you'll make it to round 2. Screw it. Play bad. Give them hope and go on to round 2. Just dominate them. Round 2. The best perk to buy. Some of you may be like, oh, you go for the traversal kinetics. Oh no! I used to be a fool like you. I used to get traversal kinetics no matter what. No. Ambusher optics. 25% extra melee damage. Quick melee can critically hit when striking enemies from behind, dealing 50% increased damage. If I have enough money, I always go this first. I sell everything except this. If you have to sell this, it's not worth it. Don't get it. You will now have an insane amount of bursts that a lot of people don't have this early in the game. Dash, 50 damage. But if you dash through them like a normal human being, and not like me, who dashed in front of them, you will be able to 180 and then quick melee. Boom. 98 damage. All of a sudden, you've done 148 damage with just 2 things. A dash and a melee. You add in your shurikens and all of a sudden you're doing 50, 98, 81, 229 damage early in the game. Now granted, this isn't gonna kill most people, but it's just such insane burst by round 2. Such insane burst. Then on top of that, because your melee damage is greater, you get more lifesteal because you're doing more damage, and you still have the 25 heals from quick melee. So look at this. Look at it. I'm taking damage. 64 heals. Quick melee from the front does 65 damage. So you combine it together with the animation cancel of the quick melee, 146 instantly from the front. People just be sleeping on this as the second item. It procs more often than not. Look, I'm aiming over here and I'm still critting. Round 3. This is where we start making important decisions. A lot of builds that reach their power spike come round 3. What do we get? Forged Under Fire. While Deflect is active, heal for 125% of the damage it prevents. That's pretty good healing. I ain't gonna lie, that's like, now a lot of people probably saw this coming. Next perk, Gloom Gauntlet. 50 armor, 15% melee damage. Melee damage grants 10% move speed and restores 5% of max life over 2 seconds. Instant buy. Need that. That brings our total to a 40% extra melee damage. Our healing total is now at 86, and our total life is at 372. I refuse to be bursted. I refuse to blame supports for not healing me. I will heal myself. Round 4. If I'm rich, I get the closer. 20% weapon power, 10% critical damage increase. Critical hits reveal the target for 3 seconds. The reveal is nice, but what I'm really searching for is the extra crit damage. 119 and 92 heals. No cooldown on the heals. It's just per melee landing. If I'm not rich, skill issue on the low. That's like, bro, you should be rich with this build, on God. If you're not rich, here's what I go. Any of the following items. Traversal kinetics. It finally comes into play. Having your swift strike up 50% more often is just very nice. On top of that, it gives you both ability power, which has been neglected, and 10% weapon power. If they have beam characters, anti-beam coating. 25 armor is just nice. 5% attack speed, but now, the important thing, deflect now blocks beam attacks. You can also go custom stock. If the enemy has a lot of armor, I go Codebreaker. 15% weapon power, ignore. 50% of armor's damage reduction. If they have a lot of heals and the supports are carrying, then I go Asaka Suppressor. 10% weapon power. Critical hits apply 30% healing reduction to the target for 2 seconds. I'm pretty sure this stacks on top of the damage passive. Minus 30% healing for any player you damage, and minus 15% healing for any tank player you damage. Duration is 3 seconds. This means every time you quick melee someone from behind, they're minus 60% healing and 45% for the tank.
Now's a good time to mention, if your cash is too low to buy either of these two in the previous rounds, custom stock, traversal kinetics, anti-beam coating are always good options. You should always spend extra cash, and greens have more value than you think. This green compensator, 5% weapon power, and this green power playbook, 10% ability power, equals this one blue custom stock, minus the 10 health, but it's 1,750 less cash to get. Do not sleep on greens.
Round 5. Think I had enough survivability? No! Stadium Burst is insane, especially for this close range melee Genji. So what do I go? Hanamura healing. I was so focused on the fact that you get overhealth off of Swift Strike, I totally didn't realize. Crit overhealth. And I'm running a melee crit build. Oh my god. Run it back. Phantasmic Flux. Bam! While at full life, lifesteal grants 100 overhealth. So total overhealth gain from Swift Strike and crit melee is 419 HP. Up to... I missed my dash. How did I miss my dash in the practice range? Swift Strike. 419 to 447 in overhealth. Then I crit him. I'm now at 509. This may not seem like a lot of overhealth, right? But here's the thing. There's no Swift Strike cooldown. Round 6. At this point, you've ascended. Throughout heaven and earth, you alone are the honored one. But no, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop you. There are strong enemies out there. We must destroy them. You have insane burst right now. Consistent damage. What's the next move? Do I finally sell the green? No! Never sell Siphon Gloves. Don't you dare sell Siphon Gloves. I buy Eye of the Spider. 25% extra weapon power. Deal 10% increased damage to enemies below 30% life. You have a problem finishing? Can't relate. Now, you will have no problem finishing anymore. No problem. Here's the crazy part of this build. Dealing damage equals money. Taking damage does not equal money. Stadium has no modifier to give you increased money for damage mitigated. This means building damage gives you more value overall than building survivability. And then more damage also equals your ult charges faster. If you just farm the tank for damage, not only do you gain a ton of money, but you also gain a ton of ult charge. So more often than not, it's better to burst down the squishies. But if bursting down the squishies isn't working, just go for the tank. Go for the tank, earn cash, and earn your ult, then win the fight with your ult.
Final round. Fight!
Old Genji would have been mercy ruled, but you clawed your way to round 7, and now it's time to finish them. Goodbye, old friend. Sell the green. Siphon Gloves. Goodbye. You gotta make some decisions. Buy whatever you need. What's my final power-up? Hashimoto's Bane. After using an ability, your next secondary fire throws 2 extra shuriken that seek enemies, but deal 50% less damage. Why, you may ask? More burst. Turns your right click from 134 damage into 178 damage. 44 extra damage guaranteed because of the track. Also, the extra damage does not great as long as you don't use your right click. Left clicking doesn't get rid of it. Walking around the map doesn't get rid of it. As long as you don't use your right click, you still have your extra damage. Keep in mind, this build also scales very well. A lot of builds, they finish around the 50k mark to 60k. Because you need so much more cash to get this build at its absolute max potential, this goes very well into late game and you don't have rounds where you don't buy nothing at all. In the end, I'm 441 HP with a max of 762 HP. My burst combo of dash right click melee does 379 damage. But that's not all. Let's go on to the settings. I'm taking every advantage I can in order to get the best possible outcome within Stadium. If you wish to crunch numbers for yourself, turn display filter from damage to damage and healing. Next thing, turn on quick melee range indicator. This highlights enemies in red when they're in range of your melee. This isn't just good for Genji, but it's also good for Torb's hammer build. Next thing, max out your third person FOV. This will give you even more information on the battlefield.
While I'm at it, let's talk about why I play in third person instead of first person. Because nowadays a lot of people are switching to first person, but I stayed in third person. Third person does have disadvantages. Aim not being aligned and having the same downside as magic and messing up my dash, which happens more often than not. But when you are just so squishy like Genji, you need to know right moment to engage. It also helps specifically on Genji because when you dash through people, you have more awareness on where they are when you do your 180.
The last thing you gotta change within Stadium. If it isn't bound already, bind your toggle camera shoulder button. I bound mine to X just because I'm running out of buttons that I can use. But this is something I'm trying to personally get better at using myself, and I have not perfected this yet. But for heroes that can utilize poke, such as Cassidy, it is almost a must to use. Okay, let's talk about counters. Certain characters will still kick your ass, I ain't gonna lie. But Stadium is a lot more about knowledge than it is actual skill. I have 2 more builds which may be utilized to your liking. A lot of you may have questioned why I don't use the blade deflect build in a burst meta. Well, while it does have higher burst than the melee build, with a total burst damage of 523, it's just not as consistent. I've tried it. It's very glass cannon. You're wasting your get out of jail free card just so you can do 220 damage and not even guarantee the kill. Granted, 220 damage is a lot of damage and like you'll kill a lot of people, but it's not guaranteed. This goes against Genji 101, which is dash in only if you have deflect up. I will say, Blade becomes very fight winning with this build. And this is better against flyers too. I'll tell you what, something else is even better against flyers. Spam shurikens, anti-fly. Behold, the anti-Pharah anti-tank build. Spam shurikens. Firstly, this build is really cheap to get up and running. Only costs 15,500 cash. Pretty much have a decent spam shurikens build. And Blizzard intrinsically made items pair really well by granting attack speed instead of weapon damage. Realistically, this build is kind of troll. I ain't gonna lie, pretty good against Pharah and tank. I will be real with you. I usually have the least cash in the game when I run this build, but I usually win the game, so it don't matter. Plus, like, it is just so fun to spam shurikens. You don't even know, like, is that not just satisfying? Like, I don't know, bro. This is all right, my final tip, learn the base game first. So many people in Stadium are unranked and normal ranked, which is fine. The Stadium is casual, but if you really do want to climb, know proper mechanics of characters, abilities, know not to stagger, know how to follow up on your team and push the advantage, this alone will take you out of the participation ranks. Okay, you guys, go out there, have fun. That's the most important thing. If you do what I did and rage at every broken thing, you'll hate the game mode. Everything in Stadium is broken, so if you rage at every broken thing, bad. And also, maybe test other builds. The best part about Stadium is, since it's more about knowledge than actual skill, you can make pretty much any build work as long as the circumstance is correct.
Justice reigns from above.
The ability tank build may be weak in 95% of situations, but it's good into Zen Kiri. Zen, you don't have to full commit to your melee. He can just kick you away. Instead, just dash through him. It's all good. Then, he won't be able to burst you down in one shot. Kiri gives you a free dash reset by just killing her clone. 95% of Kiris still don't know this. Knowledge beats skill in this game mode, so build up that brain though. No smooth brain, big brain. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Leave a like and let me know if you want to see more Stadium vids or just Overwatch vids in general. Bye.